Welcome to Back Breaking News, episode 123. We're now doing the winner and my points why Chris Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame. The first major reason is that Chris Benoit did terrible things. This is like another trigger warning for people who don't want to hear about Chris Benoit and what happened, so please go, and if you need to get help, please do. I said that last one, so I take this very seriously. I take it way seriously. This isn't stuff that should be messed around with. That's the reason why I'm so serious. This is the first reason is that even though he did terrible things, killed his family, it was stated that he had a brain disease called CTE, which you get from years of damage on your brain, which would affect your decision making. Plus, he lost a friend, was depressed, and imagine him and Eddie Guerrero were real close. Imagine getting CTE. CTE, it was said that when Chris Benoit died, his brain was just like a 90-year-old with Alzheimer's or dementia. And you would be like, that doesn't change anything, but the next reason, in the court of law, it definitely does. Because if Chris Benoit was trialed on court for the murder of his wife and son, if he didn't kill himself and just did that, he would be charged with, I'm not sure about this, 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure if he could prove that he has something wrong with his brain, he would have gotten at least put in a mental health institution, and that would be as much as he gets. It's still a very terrible thing, but it's still very terrible and sad what happened. It doesn't change. 2, he was a great wrestler. The Hall of Fame is about being a great wrestler, not what wrestlers did in their past. That's a legitimate argument. If you look at Chris Benoit as a wrestler, he was a real good wrestler in my opinion, but that doesn't change in the fact that what he did was wrong. But still, if you're getting in the Hall of Fame, you shouldn't be thinking about what these people did in their past. But it's kind of hard to when that happens. But okay, yeah. So the next point I have is the fact that Chris Benoit was a good person up until his very last day on this planet Earth. If you didn't know, there's this whole show called The Dark Side of the Ring. You could watch that episode if you want to. I would highly recommend it because it goes a lot more into depth of what happened to lead up to it that day. But it's a 2-part. I would say, I don't know where you could get Dark Side of the Ring, but if you want to watch it, you definitely should. But if you get disturbed by those kind of things, I wouldn't watch it. But the fact is, they go into the fact that Chris Benoit all of a sudden just changed after Eddie Guerrero's death, and he changed after his best friend's death. But brain damage is the ultimate. But you know, once they did the autopsy on Chris Benoit, because they did to see what happened and stuff, they figured out he had CTE, which is a brain disease. So they thought he did it because Eddie Guerrero, but his brain wasn't functioning like a 30 or 40-year-old at the time. It was functioning with someone with not the with it. Rational thinking is brain disorders affect you in a negative way. So, in a way, yeah. In a way, this is too difficult to talk about. But I still think it should be talked about. Because I do bring up some good points for a while. But ultimately, it's up to... But ultimately, it was CTE that kind of... that affected him enough to... I know a lot. I watched videos on this topic sometimes just so I could learn more about it. So when I eventually wanted to talk about this, I could. I should do more research of laws, but I definitely have to say the definite winner of this is he should not. It's just too controversial. It should not be touched. He should not be in the Hall of Fame. And I know people ask for it every year, but the way I see it, no, just it isn't the right time.